Eiichiro Oda already revealed everything about Luffy's mother, and there's a theory which proved it. However, at first, I want you to make sure that it's not about the crocodile or any other character as Luffy's mother, it's all about the real mother of Luffy. But before we start this video, I request all of you to watch this video till the end, so it will help you to understand it in the best way. First I want to start talking about Luffy's family situation as far as we know until now, and by we know, I mean what we believe we know about Luffy's family. We believe Garp had a wife and had Dragon at some point of his life. We don't know anything about Garp's wife. Then, we think Dragon married a woman and had Luffy, who was raised with Ace by Garp, his grandfather. Well, I think we've been fooled by Oda. I think what Garp had was a daughter, not a son, so Dragon is still Luffy's father and a monkey, but just because he married Garp's daughter, about which I already made a video in detail, you can check it out, link is in the description. However, let me explain why I believe this. First off, Garp has never stated specifically that Dragon is his son. When he told Luffy about Dragon, he mentioned him as your father, never my son. It was the Marines who were present who assumed if Luffy is Garp's grandson, and Dragon's son, then Dragon is Garp's kid. I think this was a movement from Oda to make us believe that Dragon was Garp's son. By the way, Garp does not look very happy talking about Dragon. A few chapters later, Garp says to Luffy, "You're the son of my child." Oda bothered to choose the word child, which is gender neutral to hide the gender of Garp's child. So by now we have the possibility of Garp's child being actually a daughter. Now, let's move on to another point. Second is, Garp's obsession for Luffy and Ace to become Marines and not be criminals. Where does this obsession come from? Some might think it's because Garp despises criminals or people who are against the government, or maybe because he just wanted to see his grandsons as strong Marines and be proud of them. But in chapter 556, Garp clearly shows the reason why is because he wanted to protect them. Garp did not want to see his family killed by justice, so he intended to keep them on the justice side, aka Marines, in order to keep them safe. Why would Garp think about that in the first place, if Dragon is actually his son? Let me tell you, this makes no sense. Garp does not hate Luffy because he is a criminal, so Garp does not hate criminals. I don't think he wanted them as Marines just to be proud of them, and why would he want to protect them from the government if he already has a criminal son and is doing pretty well? My point is, Garp wanted to protect Luffy and Ace from being criminals because he already had a traumatic experience with this, and with that I mean he already lost an important member of his family by the hand of justice. I think this member is Luffy's mother and Garp's daughter. Turning to chapter 556, this chapter might foreshadow what happened to Luffy's mother. In this chapter, Doflamingo gives a speech about what is justice and the situation of the world, which could mean Luffy's mom died because of some kind of injustice from the government. Then we have Garp talking to Ace and crying. He could be this hurt because he was in this situation he already lived and he really tried to avoid. And then at the end of the chapter, we have Luffy falling from the sky to save Ace. Maybe, this symbolizes that Luffy is his mother's last hope. He was born to rescue his mother's dreams as well as he fell on Marineford to rescue Ace. Maybe it sounds a bit like fanfiction, but I have not finished yet. All this stuff happens in chapter 556, and recently I noticed this number somewhere else. Yes, Luffy's gladiator name and number, Lucy, 0556. This is a huge foreshadow. Do you really think Oda would waste a chance like this to foreshadow something important? He even wastes an entire panel to show Luffy's gladiator name and the exact number he is wearing. So if all of this is true, the name of Luffy's mother is Monkey D. Lucy, and she was Garp's daughter which was very loved. She had ideals or dreams similar to Luffy's, so she ended being considered a criminal. During her journey she met Dragon and he fell in love with her, and ended up marrying her and they had Luffy. However, justice killed Lucy and this left Dragon and Garp devastated. They chose different paths. Garp would take care of his daughter's son and raise him to be a strong marine in order to protect him from the government. However, Dragon changed his surname to Monkey to honor his wife and started a fight against the world, following Lucy's ideals in order to keep her flame alive. Luffy will take and fulfill his mother's dreams without even knowing it. That's why he is her last hope to be saved. Well, that's all I have for now. I hope I didn't bore you. It looks a bit like a fanfic though, but it's not like it's impossible. By the way, Luffy himself stated he does not look a thing like his father, but he does look like his grandfather, so he may look like his mom. Well, what are your thoughts on this theory? Share your thoughts with us in the comments. And that's it for today. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I also asked you to subscribe to help us. It will also help us to grow more, and if you like, please subscribe.